Hello, my name is Mike Johnson. We're taking an outside video tour of this Ford Mustang Mach-E, but before we do, we're going to show you a pile of cash. Watch this whole video so you understand what's going on. This is like the preface explaining. If you're looking at my pictures, you're going to see a spreadsheet like this in photo number 4. This is a really important document here because this shows you, everybody says, how much out the door. You're going to see the first $4,000 is paid by the federal tax credit. And then if you can qualify for the clean air programs in California, you can get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12,000 more, up to 12,000 more paid by other government programs that are available. This $4,000 here, after you bought the car, your local power company may be willing to pay $4,000 rebate check for buying an EV. That's another program that will help you understand that by watching the entire video. That leaves with a balance of $8,000. According to this spreadsheet, your total balance could be as low as $7,500 or up to just a little over $8,000, depending on the city tax rate in your local area. Watch the whole video. You're going to see about the car and you're going to see about the features. Actually, this is SUV. Look at all the cargo space. We went shopping and we have some stuff in there from assorted stores, and those are big boxes. Those are not small boxes. Those are big boxes. We got this sheet here is a cheat sheet. We'll come to that later. That's about Hi, my name is Mike Johnson. I'm taking you on an inside and outside video tour of this 2021 Ford Mustang Mach-E. It's a full electric SUV, very clean, high level options on it. It's a very nice car and it qualifies for all kinds of government cash, state and federal government cash incentives. So even if this car were tax license out the door, even if it approached 28,000, you could possibly bring this car home with spending only 8,000 out the door. There's literally over $20,000 in state and federal cash incentives that you don't have to pay back to help you buy electric cars right now. Don't wait, watch the video, learn about the car, and towards the end of the car video, I'm going to talk about the incentives. So this one is extremely clean. It just came in. We're calling the paintless dent removal guy because it's black. There's a few small light dents in it, and they can take those out without painting it. Our guys are really good. They do it for CarMax and Toyota dealer, Acura dealer, Chevrolet dealer. They're really good. So Ford Mustang is an SUV. It has about the similar cargo capacity as a Ford Explorer, or in the electric world, the Tesla Model Y is about the same size. If you're boycotting Tesla but you still want an electric car, get this one. And instead of paying $28,000 or more, you could possibly, if you're in the right eligibility, get it for as little as $8,000 out of pocket. That's not a gimmick. I'm going to show you the state website to check the incentives that are available to you. Those incentives include a cash value federal tax credit. Federal tax credit is in law until 2033, but if they pass new tax law changes this year, that might go away. So if you're sitting at home debating, you better act quick before that stuff goes away. It's available as of today, March 2025. So Mach-E, very clean, non-accident car, LED headlights, LED turn signals, sequential turn signals. You've probably seen these cars driving around town and they have the sequential blinking taillights. It is an SUV. It has a huge amount of cargo space in the back. This one also has floor mats in it. It's got all kinds of features. If you fold the back seat down, and the seats look excellent. This car looks like brand new almost. It was very, very well taken care of. It's actually part of the Ford's Drive program, which is a special leasing program that Ford had. So still eligible for tax credits and everything. This one has the privacy shade that goes in the back window, which you can unclip. So if you're going on the way to Home Depot or the furniture store, or moving people out of the dorm into the dorm or anything, you have all this SUV cargo space in the back. You can put this privacy shade up in this car, and then you have shade. This one has power rear liftgate. This one also has a driver programmable memory setting for the seat and mirror. So you have your little programmable memory buttons right here. It also has power folding mirrors with blind spot monitor, and it has, if you're familiar with Tesla, this basically has autopilot. In the Tesla world, autopilot is you hold the steering wheel, and if you engage the cruise control, it's a really, really smart cruise control. If you want, and it's up, you don't have to do this, but if you want, the car will steer to keep you straight in the lane. It'll match speeds with the cars ahead, so you're not running into the back of somebody. So if you're driving on long trips between California and somewhere else across state lines, that cruise control make those long trips safer. Don't have to worry about running into other cars using the cruise control. It's pretty nice, and everything is working good on this car. It has 4 brand new tires. These are very good tires. These are the Milestars, which are excellent for range. Your range is good with these Milestars. They're brand new, all 4 tires. The aerodynamics are excellent on the MachE. If we open the hood by pulling that twice, look under the hood compartment here. You have a front trunk area. There's no engine here. Instead, you have a place where you could put Thanksgiving turkey with all the fixings, and even if your gravy spilled all over, you can just come in here with a hose and hose it off. This has a drain hole right in the bottom to drain to the outside. So anything that's sloppy or messy, you could put it in there, and it's not going to mess up the inside of the car. You're out in the rain and you've got your wet clothes, go to the beach, whatever, you can put your wet stuff under the hood, because there's no engine up there to worry about. And for a black car, black is like a mirror. The paint looks outstanding. You don't have swirls and buffer marks and all that stuff. The car looks outstanding. Very clean car. Registration expiration June 25. That means there's no late fees and no penalties at this time. Sitting in the driver's seat, we've got all these nice features. MachE has wireless charging. It's on the wireless charger right there. And we have Apple CarPlay. It shows my phone is charging. Oops, I pushed the wrong button. With a touchscreen, you can even say, "Hey Siri, get directions to Disneyland."
Getting directions to Disneyland Park.
So there we go. Now we're navigating. Entering navigation destination is that easy. And canceling it is just as easy. Hey Siri, cancel navigation.
Ending navigation.
If I put it in reverse, we have a nice giant backup camera display. We have a rotating shifter knob. So when you're using your phone for navigation, it's wirelessly charging. it's wirelessly connected with wireless Apple CarPlay. A lot of cars with Apple CarPlay, you have to plug something in. This one, you don't have to plug it in. And again, if you have a Google Android phone, it supports Android Auto as well. A very fast, powerful car. This has the LFP battery. There's two types of batteries EVs have. One is lithium-ion battery, which normally you would only charge to 80%, but this has the LFP battery. So when you plug it in and charge it, you can charge it to 100%. So every time you've plugged in your car and it's fully charged, it's ready to go for maximum range. No range anxiety. And when you're taking your trips, Ford Mustangs are eligible to use the Tesla charging network. Now you need a $200 adapter to plug in the Tesla charging network, but you can visit Tesla superchargers to charge your Mach-E. You can also use other charging networks. You can go visit your nearest Ford dealer, but the Tesla charging network is the best charging network in the country. You can go visit Tesla superchargers and then possibly charge from below 20% to 100% in under 20 minutes. So when you're taking those long trips and you stop at the Tesla supercharger outside the fast food place, you can use the restroom and get some food and snacks while your car's charging. So it's much more practical. And the supercharging network access has been available for only about 6 months, but it is available permanently for the Ford Mach-E. So this car is available with extended warranty. It still has Ford factory warranty, or you can get extended warranty. We can provide you with an extended warranty if you'd like. If you need to finance this car, financing is available. We're going to talk about that in the second portion of this video. Make sure this car is still available. Go on my website. Go to mybestcar.com, and if you're paying for the car, only pay your check to the owner of a buyer's choice. If you see this car online and somebody else is saying pay them, don't do it. Only pay it to the owner of a buyer's choice in Southern California. Hello, my name is Mike Johnson. I'm going to explain in this video how in 2025 the used clean vehicle IRS tax credit works. What you really have to understand is at the dealership, a lot of the guys are either not that bright or they're total sharks. And you won't know till you're sitting down at the dealership and you're negotiating your deal, and you're going to find out, uh-oh, I went to the wrong place and I've wasted 4 hours. And you'll be under pressure. Just get it done and be done with it. But about 9 out of 10 people screw up and think they're going to get a tax credit, and they don't, because they went to the wrong dealership. To see what sharks dealers are, you need special glasses, but they're sharks. And when you're sitting down with them, they're going to take advantage of your financial lack of knowledge unless you watch this video. Starting with the used clean vehicle tax credit checklist right from the IRS website. If your income is too high, you can't get the credit. If you're a dependent, you cannot get the credit. If you claim the credit in the last 3 years, you cannot get it again. The vehicle must be a one owner plug-in hybrid or electric vehicle from the federal list. We'll show that in a bit. The dealer must be registered with the IRS, and most importantly, the price that the dealer imposes on the vehicle, including accessories, cannot exceed $25,000. It cannot have been sold to another qualified buyer since 2022. Go to the IRS official website, Google search for clean vehicle tax credits, and on there you're going to find the link to the new tax credits and the used tax credits. A lot of people find this very confusing, but what you need to know is if an individual buyer bought that car secondhand after August of 22, it's no longer eligible for the tax credit unless they bought it with the intent of reselling it as a dealer. If it was a business that bought it, it could still be eligible, because businesses are not a qualified borrower. But right here on the website, they tell you this selling price of $25,000 less sales price includes all dealer imposed costs or fees not required by state law. If the state law requires the fee, certain fees, tax, license, registration, don't affect the credit. But accessory costs, custom wheels, undercoating, all kinds of things like that block you from receiving the credit. And many people go buy the cars and find out later they have to pay it back. That's not what you want to have happen. So go on the IRS website like I'm showing here, read carefully before you visit a dealership. Don't just take the word of the salesman, oh yeah, fill it out on your taxes at the end of the year, because that's not going to happen. When you go to a dealership that's registered with the IRS, if the vehicle price is $25,000, you're only going to pay $21,000 for the car. If the vehicle's $20,000, you're only going to pay $16,000 for the car, because you're going to get the $4,000, the first $4,000 of the price of the car paid for by the IRS instead of by you. That's how the tax credit works. Now we're looking at a list of vehicles from fueleconomy.gov, which is a direct link from the IRS website. It shows a list of the vehicles eligible for the credit. If it's not on this list, it cannot get the credit. And there's a lot of vehicles that are on the list. It has to be a plug-in hybrid or fuel cell vehicle or full electric in order to get these clean vehicle credits. As we're scrolling down the list, just understand, again, to recap, if you don't take the $4,000 credit as cash at the time of purchase, and you think you can fill it out later on your income tax return, you're only going to get a credit against the amount you actually owe on the tax. Don't skip the second half of this video, because I'm going to explain how you versus someone else might be paying 3 times the price of the car in the total out-of-pocket spend when they buy, and that happens. Or some other people may spend a fraction of the price of the car. I've seen someone buy $20,000 worth of car and spend almost zero or as little as $2,500 out of pocket in the end. So pay attention. We're going to talk about the profit center, government incentives that can help pay for the car instead of you spending your money, lenders, financing, warranty, and EV charging in this video. And the little table of contents is at the bottom to help you navigate. The profit centers of cars can include the vehicle price, insurance, warranty. The big one is bogus accessory profits, trade-in profit, finance profit, service and parts profit. When you walk into a dealership, what you may not realize is that they bought a car for example, for $25,000, and then they're advertising it for $21,000. And $21,000, if they paid $24,000, would mean that they would lose $4,000 off the price of the car. But the important thing to know is when you show up at the dealership, you'll see a sticker in the window saying accessories, $8,000 for paint protection, fabric protection, custom wheels. It might have the stock wheels on it, the stock aluminum wheels, but they'll charge you $2,000 for those. Dealerships are doing that to cheat in the advertising, to get that price, to get you into the dealership in the first place, and then they'll worry about everything else later. Don't fall for it. We include photo number 4 in our listings. Photo number 4 shows you the total cost out the door, regardless of the city, county, or zip code that you live in. It's an Excel spreadsheet, and you can just take a look at that and see what your total is. Photo number 4 in each of the cars that we sell, or in the car when you show up. At A Buyer's Choice, we offer you clean deals without junk fees. We are a by appointment warehouse type dealer where most of our cars are kept indoors. You can make a same or next day appointment by calling by phone. Be careful about just sending an email or text, because for other dealers, you will just reduce yourself from a person to only a lead for a salesperson to pursue until you sign your future income away. Also, most dealers have hidden fees and costs that are added to the advertised sale price, that you might not find out about until you are ready to sign. I prefer that you call us between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. so you can be treated like a person and we can answer your questions for you quickly and politely. So you don't get ripped off by another dealer, you should follow a few steps from this checklist, and you can pause the video or take a screenshot of your computer screen. Here's a safety checklist so you don't get ripped off. I will, if you ask, give you a good faith estimate of your total cost out the door for any vehicle you are pursuing from our dealership because we offer clean deals. When you go to a dealership, they have to make you sign a contract for the purchase of a vehicle. Now, before you go to a dealership, you should ask for a purchase order quoting all fees and costs. What you have to watch out for, and this is just a simple, this is a payment calculator, but this shows cash price vehicle and accessories. You have to watch out for that. These contracts, this is a simple purchase order that we at A Buyer's Choice can send you before you even come to the dealership, so you know how much your total of payments is going to be before you even arrive. Or you can even ask for a simple contract. The antidote for that is our pictures. Photo number 4 includes the spreadsheet. Now, government incentives. Go on the driveclean.ca.gov website and search for incentives. Check for used vehicle, any type, or battery electric or plug-in hybrid. Those have the most incentives. Make sure you got your information and check the little box that says income-based incentives so you can see everything. And this one says $46,000 in incentives available. Some of those are redundant. So let's point some important ones out right here. Driving Clean Assistance Program, $12,000. Federal tax credit, $4,000. Our dealership is authorized to participate in these programs. That's how some of our customers can end up, even if a car costs $25,000, they may only spend $8,000 out of pocket. Or if a car costs $20,000, they may only spend $2,500. The smoke and deals are real. And go to the driveclean.ca.gov. I'm clicking on the little boxes here. This is how the site operates. You click on more details to learn about the programs. That's your homework if you want to save a bunch of money by having the government pay for your car instead of you. Many people don't realize this, but it has been available for several years. driveclean.ca.gov, California official website, right there. There's 3 types of lenders that you can obtain auto financing from. Of course, at the dealership, your financing can be arranged, but that's if you're really lazy and you don't mind paying lots of money. We recommend, in your best interest, is to go check out some credit unions. Right here is Arrowhead Credit Union, Altura Credit Union, Schools First Federal Credit Union, Altura Credit Union. All of these different credit unions. A credit union is exactly the same thing as a bank. A bank and a credit union are the same thing, but there's a major difference. Because when you do business with a bank and you're making your monthly payment, if your monthly payment is $300 a month, probably $100 of that month is going to pay shareholders on Wall Street. Whereas the credit union, your monthly payment might be $200 a month instead of $300 a month. But it still works just like a bank. There's other Navy Federal Credit Union. You definitely want to search and see if you can qualify for financing at a credit union first. Get pre-qualified before you step foot in a dealership. A lender will look at 4 factors about you to decide if you're a good lending risk. Your healthy credit score, ideal would be 700 or higher. Your debt to income ratio and your proof of income are very important to obtain financing. If you find yourself challenged in that department, we can also hook you up with Westlake Financial. Now, Westlake Financial, you can pre-qualify for them. They're pretty easy to get approved, and they're not quite loan sharks, but Their interest rates probably start around 8% and go up to as high as 30%. Whereas if you apply for a credit union, their interest rates could be as low as 3 or 4% on an auto finance. And just to help you understand, here is a little chart that I'm going to pause the video on this little chart so you can study what your monthly payment might be depending on your loan interest rate approval. Remember, you can screenshot this image with your device or your phone. Now, take for example this Tesla. It has a buy it now price. That's our seller information. We've been on eBay for 24 years. You can look at our feedback scores. We have 100% feedback going back for 24 years. We're not a dealership that opened up yesterday. We've been around a long time. And you can see what we've been up to right here on our eBay page. Looking at our feedback right now, going back for a very long time. eBay is not as good as it used to be. It's not as productive, but you can take advantage by seeing who the heck we are. And that's my picture, that's our feedback, that's our rating in 2001. We've been on there since. And as we go click through here, that's a GMC Yukon. If you notice, the listing has blue and white. As we scroll down, that's our seller information. We have our phone number on there that you can find even to give us a call. And if you're not sure what it is, it's 951-681-2101. If you're looking at one of our listings, the $8,000 price, that might be what you pay if you qualify for all the government incentives, and the $21,999 might be what you pay if you don't qualify for any. You will need a login and password to get into eBay to prove who you are. And eBay is a very great site. It's been around for a very long time. As we scroll through the listing here, you see the details about the listing, and there is bold blue and white letters passing by the screen with our phone number 951-681-2101, or click on giant photos. Look at all these giant pictures you can see on eBay. And that photo number 4, that's the one we've been talking about. That's got your total out the door. Look, there's the federal tax credit. We are registered with the U.S. Treasury and the IRS, 24 years in business, and we can do the tax credit point of sale cash value for EVs and plug-ins. That means the government pays the first $4,000, even if you live in another state. Like if you live in New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts, New York, any of the other states other than California, or if you live in California, same thing. First $4,000 paid by somebody in the government instead of by you. We have glorious pictures here, a picture of our office and our phone number again. Call us between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. and we do offer shipping. We've shipped overseas and we can ship throughout the country. And scrolling down, and if you take a picture of that little barcode there, that will give us our Better Business Bureau accreditation details. And here's some shipping examples. Again, ship cars all over the country. RVs too. Now, RVs normally have to be driven. That is a picture of the inside of the auction. We can get your choice of any of millions of cars that are available right now. If it's not on our website, we can still get it. You want a Lamborghini? We can get it. You want a Ferrari? We can get it. You want a Bentley? We can get it. We can get anything, but we only carry a small handful of cars versus what we can get. You can also get a warranty with our cars. The company is DOWC. Just Google DOWC for Dealer Owned Warranty Company, and you'll find this booklet that explains about warranty coverage. You can get from 1-year warranty up to 5-year warranty, and limited miles or unlimited miles are available. You can call and request a price for each car that we offer. Again, go on Google, type in, search for DOWC, and you'll find our warranty, extended warranty provider right there. So now we're going to talk about charging your plug-in vehicle. On the left is a Tesla Model 3. On the right is a Chrysler Pacifica plug-in hybrid. This one is gas plus electric. This one is electric only. So the electric plug on a Tesla is a different shape than the electric plug on other vehicles. Now some manufacturers like Ford, for example, and we have a Ford level 1-2 charger right here. Notice there's a plug right here. You can plug in one of the adapters into it. The same thing applies for a Tesla plug. The Tesla has a plug and you can choose the type of power for your house. So a level 1 or 2 adapter supports either 50 amp, which the plugs look like this, these are big, or your regular plug like you might plug in a toaster in your kitchen or a vacuum cleaner or something. This is the Ford 50 amp and the Ford 110. Now they have this safe adapters, so all you do is plug this into your charger depending on the type of outlet you have. So the 110 outlet, like you might plug a toaster in, these will charge between 3 to 5 miles of driving, 3 to 5 miles of charging miles per hour to your battery. If you plug in the more powerful 50 amp or 40 amp 240 adapters, it'll add about 30 or sometimes more miles of driving per hour of charging. Alternately, if you go to a supercharger, here's a picture of a supercharger, you can use an adapter. Using the adapter that has either this type of connector or this type of connector, there's one for each direction. You can plug in a Tesla at any other type of charger, or you can plug in any other type of plug-in vehicle at a Tesla charger. They're interchangeable if you have the adapter, which let's say they cost about $100. So this is the Ford charger. This is a really nice charger because this is the Ford level 1 or level 2 charger that uses those adapters. It'll plug into and charge other vehicles like this Chrysler, and because it's level 2 capable, it'll charge it faster than a level 1. Remember, on level 2 it'll charge 30 more or less miles of driving per hour of charging. So if you leave it plugged in for 10 hours on level 2, 30 times 10 is 300 miles of driving, possibly, depending on the capacity of the battery. Likewise on the Tesla, if you plug in the Tesla charger, which is over here, looks like this. It looks very different, but it plugs in to the Tesla. Now they have adapters from Tesla to, this is called EVSE, and there's a different version with 2 little prongs underneath. That's DC fast charging, EVSE. But Tesla supports fast charging through the same port. Now normally fast charging is not available at your home. It's only available at a supercharger. If you go to other off-brand non-Tesla chargers, you may not get a fast charge. I see a lot of complaints about the non-Tesla superchargers. Now those 2 chargers I've shown you so far are level 1 or level 2. Here is a Toyota or Honda charger. This is a used one. It has a regular 110 outlet, so it'll charge 3 miles of driving per hour of charging. And sometimes they'll charge up to 5 miles of driving per hour of charging. Is EVSE type, using an adapter, a regular, like a Toyota or Honda charger, to a Tesla. They plug in and they will charge a Tesla. So if you have the adapter with you, you can charge your Tesla anywhere. Likewise, if you have a Toyota or a Honda or a Chrysler or one of these other types of Ford, that uses the EVSE style charger. If you have the adapter, you can go to a Tesla supercharger and charge your car there. So that's a level 1. These other chargers with 2 adapters plugs will charge level 1 or level 2. If you don't have level 2 in your garage, that's okay. You can charge level 1. So this van is got a gasoline engine and a big hybrid battery. So if you charge it up, it'll go 20-30 miles of electric power before it switches to gas. So you have over here, you have the Tesla, which is battery only. Now beware, some earlier battery only cars like Nissan Leaf, for example, Fiat 500e, they would only go 60, 70, 80 miles on a charge. Even the Toyota RAV4 EV would only go like 90 miles on a charge. And I'm talking about the newer version, which is the 2013 model Toyota RAV4 EV. Wouldn't go that far. It was electric only. If I whip out a calculator here, and I'm going to explain some quick math, it'll go probably 35 miles on a charge times 365. That's 12,000 miles a year. A plug-in hybrid, it depends how often you plug it in on how far you can go. But with a plug-in hybrid, you don't have to plug it in. You can drive on gas only, so you can take your long cross-country trips. As opposed to an electric vehicle, you have to plug it in. Now I'm going to explain how for best practices. Now for best practices, if you have a plug-in vehicle, you're going to get the best result if you charge it every night, or whenever you're not driving, when it's sitting in your driveway or at home or in your garage, whatever, have it plugged in when you're not driving it. In the case of this Tesla, you have an adjustable slider here. You can set your maximum rate of charge, and by default, Tesla shows you on the graphic here, they recommend charge it up to 80% for daily use. And then if you're plugging it in every night, the cycles on the battery aren't going to be that much. So at the current location, it can charge at 32 amps, but this is adjustable. You can charge it more, maybe less. Depends on the power capability where you know you're plugged into and it remembers. If you live in an apartment, you're going to have a different experience than if you live in a house or someplace safely where you can safely plug it in every night. You're going to have the best experience if you plug it in every night, even to a 110 outlet. Even if you don't have the 240, that's okay, because if this car is charging at 5 miles of driving times, say 12 hours a day, half the day, it's building up 60 miles of driving. Now if you drive more miles on one day or less miles on another day, it depends on your commute. If you have a longer than 60-mile daily commute, probably by the weekends it'll catch up on your daily charging, even if you only charge it on a 110. But if you have the level 2 connector in your garage or your driveway, it'll charge in 5 hours from empty to flat, typically on most of these full electric Teslas. But regardless if you're charging a Tesla or a plug-in hybrid, you want to charge it every night for best results. Let's say you live in an apartment and you're thinking about getting a Tesla and you have nowhere to plug it in. How would you handle it? For best result in that case, you should probably get the extended range version. There's standard range, medium range, and extended range versions that drive a little bit farther, hold a little bit more charge in the battery. And then with that, you can run it all the way down to 10%. And by that time, Tesla says if you run it below 20% and you go to a supercharger and fast charge it, it'll charge to 80% in 20 minutes, roughly. Not all chargers are created equal. Tesla even gives a tips screen. Look right here, supercharging tips. When we tap on that, find the fastest supercharger navigate to the supercharger, arrive with 20% of the battery or less to maximize the charging rate, leave space between the cars, move your car after charging, and it's possible that water vapor could occur in cold weather because of the radiant heat. Those are the supercharging tips. Now compare that to this plug-in hybrid. This plug-in hybrid has a gasoline engine and a battery. So this one doesn't give you the same type of range anxiety that you might have with an electric car. Generally, Teslas don't give you the same kind of range anxiety that you would have had with an older electric car like a Nissan Leaf or Fiat 500e. These are longer range, full capable cars that you may not even have to take to a outside charger away from your house, not very often, unless you have an incredibly ridiculously long commute. And if you do, what are you driving all over the place for with so many people working from home? Don't forget to check out our website. Our website is easy, mybestcar.com. So it comes up first on Google. If you type in mybestcar.com, there it is, and the Star Wars letters, mybestcar.com. The company name is A Buyer's Choice. You can view all of our vehicles right there on the website. And take this Mustang MachE, for example. Have a peek through here. We have it enlarged slightly. And click on the photos to view all photos. And look, there's photo 1, photo 2, photo 3. This one happens to be the window sticker. And there's that photo number 4 that we talked about. Photo number 4 shows you your total out the door. Regardless of where you live, you can figure it out. What's the least you'll have to pay, or what's the most you'll have to pay. Right there, photo number 4. And you can view all our vehicles on our website, view all inventory. Our YouTube channel, we have a lot of videos. Our videos is like a resume of what we've been doing. 20 years of eBay feedback, links to financing, RV parts, vehicles on TrueCar, eBay, a direct link to eBay. And here you might want to check out the cars.com listing, because this is where you'll find the Carfax report for free on a vehicle. Take this 2023 Ford Mustang MachE. As I scroll down, it's got a price. It's got a price matrix on there that says whether there's a good deal, great deal. Remember, this car qualifies for the $4,000 tax credit, so that $26,750 would automatically be reduced by $4,000 when you take the tax credit, which a lot of other sellers cannot do or will not do. There's photo number 4 again that shows your total out the door. If you start adding up those incentives, you could possibly get $22,000 off the price of the car if you qualify for all the incentives. And none of those cheaper cars are going to be as cheap as this car. This is a great smoking deal when you add the incentives into the equation, where if you go buy from those other dealers that look like they have a great price, again, you may be paying triple what it's advertised for. And right here, look, there's your Carfax right in the listing. Click on that. It opens up the Carfax direct from the Carfax website for this vehicle, and you don't have to pay. It's a free copy, and you even have the manufacturer's original window sticker in HD that you can look at, see what all the options are on our cars. None of the other dealers offer this kind of transparent detail, so you can get all the consumer advocate facts. It's right there. And again, on cars.com, the listing does not show any of our RVs. We do have a lot of RVs coming through our shop. If you want to see the RVs, click on view all vehicle inventory, and then you can view our RV inventory with our automotive inventory. And as we're scrolling down the page here, we have a filter on the left. If you select to filter the inventory type, I passed it. Let's go back. On the left, move the little cursor over to the left there, a little more to the left, right there. Vehicle type, change it to vehicle type, vehicle make, vehicle model. I've selected RVs only, and you're looking at a lot of RVs that we've sold. We are an RV specialist dealer, and hybrids and electric cars. That's our specialty.